Hey y'all, thank you so much for taking the time to check out another one of my videos. I'm doing this kind of casual Katie get ready with me style, and I'm just gonna have this one frame, but this is going to be a first impressions video, and it's on the new Musee Beauty Rococo palette. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I butchered it there, but I just got this new palette in the mail today. They also sent me some of their liquid eyeshadows, and I have time to film. I think I might be able to also have time to edit this, and since it's Thursday, I might be able to get this up on the same day. So if you guys are seeing this on May 6th, that means that all of my children slept really well today, and I was able to edit and upload and get it out to you on the same day because I always upload on Thursday, so I think I can put this one up. So let me stop talking. Let's go ahead and get into it. But yeah, I have the Rococo palette from Musee Beauty. Here is the inside. If you have not seen it yet, it's a very interesting mix of very pastel shades along with some neutral shades. I'm very curious to try it out. And then as I said, they also sent me their liquid eyeshadows, which I'm honestly not sure of. I don't know if I'm going to be trying them in today's video because I'm not sure. Like, I feel like I have to play around with the formula. They advertise it as a shadow you can just tap over, blend with a finger, and you're one and done, a very sheer type of formula. So I don't know if it would work for like an eyeshadow base is what I'm kind of thinking I would use it for today. So I'm not sure if I'll use these, but we'll definitely be using the palette, and I can always update you guys later with these. But we're gonna see, let's go ahead and let's jump right into it, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and swatch these out. These retail for $20 individually, or you can buy them as a set for, I believe it is $52 because it's a little bit of a discount. I didn't even say I got this sent in PR. They sent me all of the products that I'm featuring today, but I also have a discount come with them, Lady Katie, and I have an affiliate code if you're at all interested. And just to be super upfront and blunt with you guys, I meant to mention it in the intro, but sorry, I forgot. So there are the three colors that they launched. My thought is I could use these to do, to like cut out my crease. So I'm gonna see, but I don't know if they're the type of shadow that needs to be blended out. And if that's the case, then that might not work to put all over my lid. Here's what they look like. I blended out the bottom half and I'm leaving the top half. I'm gonna leave this on my arm and let it set, and then I'll make a decision once we get there, because this would just be, I would just use this on my lid. I'm gonna do other stuff in the crease. So I've already primed my eyes, and this is what it looks like. It's so beautiful. I think I'm going to use the purple in the outer corner because I feel like purple is that shade that can be very tricky, especially the darker you get. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this in my inner corner. I'm going to kind of bleed it into this, and then have that bleed into this pink, and then I might use a little bit of this pink or this purple to blend out the edges. That's kind of my vision right now. So we're going to start with that pastel green to the blue to the purple. I find this to be like a very inspiring type of pastel palette. I have you guys a little bit farther because I usually feel like I'm really close, but let me know if you prefer it a little bit closer. I think I usually chop it about like there, so a little bit more tighter in, but I decided to just play around and see how it is a little bit farther and whatnot. So you have to tell me what you think. I'm really curious to see how they do pastels. They launched a limited edition palette, I forget what it was called, about a month or so ago. And I heard some mixed reviews that like the pastels didn't want to blend or whatnot. That looks really pretty. That was very easy. So I'm curious to see how they do this. I also want to do a comparison palette. I'm actually working on a comparison for the You Beauty palette from Glaminatrix, and I'm in the middle of editing it, and I have like over an hour of footage. So I was like, you know what? Instead of trying to, because I have in that one video, I have all the comparisons, but then I have 2 tutorials and like my first impression thoughts and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I have the time to film today. Let me go ahead and do a first impressions, and then I can ask you guys if you want to see a comparison video, and I can do that separate, and I could always share another tutorial in there because I like to do a tutorial using or like featuring the comparison palette so you guys can see it on my eyes, kind of like I did with the Natasha Denona Circle Local palette. That's my plan. If I get a lot of positive feedback from you guys saying you'd like to see that, I will definitely follow up in like a week or two. I'm not sure. I can do it as quickly as I can if that would be helpful, but I'll come back and do that video if that would be beneficial for you guys and help you guys in making a purchase decision, just to see it compared to others. But anyway, I'm gonna go on with this shadow now. The first one was Madame, and that was beautiful. Like, it took no work. I'm very impressed with that. Now I'm going to go on with Blue Boy, and I'm going to pack that on here. I kind of took the green shade a little bit more than I should have probably, but that's okay. I'm going to blend this Blue Boy into it. And as I'm working with Blue Boy, it's much more of a cool toned, almost verging on like a purple. I don't know what that color is. Indigo? I don't know. It's like a purple blue. I wouldn't really call this a blue blue. especially once I blend the purple on the outer corner, I bet it's gonna even look even less like a blue, at least just in my personal thoughts. I didn't even tell you, but I cleaned the brush before I went in to do this. Just a nice little easy blending brush, but that went on also so easy. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there and now I'm gonna put the purple down. I didn't even mention, but I left my mascara on. I wasn't planning to film today. I didn't think this was gonna come in until tomorrow, but it came in today, so I was like, yep, let's do it. I'm gonna go into Romance now, which is like that purple shade, and I'm going to pack that on the outer corner, keeping it pretty much on my lid. I didn't even tell you guys in the beginning, but I did prime my eyes. I put down my Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer, and I gave that like 10 or so seconds to set. This is looking a little more reddish tone than like purple purple. I feel like it looks like a cool toned, very cool toned purple in the pan, but using it on my eyes, it's a little bit more, got a little bit more warmth to it. I'm not gonna be sharing swatches in today's video because it's just kind of like a first impression, laid back, chill, get ready with me. But if you would like to see them, let me know and I could put them on my Instagram, and I'll also, of course, if I do a comparison video comparing it to other palettes in my collection, I'll of course swatch it out in that video, so you can stay tuned for that as well. Okay, so I'm liking how that's going on. No issues patching or whatnot. I tend to use packing motions, and then as I get it down, that's when I kind of blend and whatnot. Okay, so now that that's set, I'm not done with the blending between those two, but I'm just kind of trying to play around a little bit. I'm gonna go into that light purple here, that shade, and I think I want to put that, I don't even know where, but I think I want to put this on the outer corner just to kind of purple out and diffuse this outer corner, coming up a little bit on the blue to turn, I'm not really looking to turn the blue purpley, but I want to use it to soften things out and almost make it look like it's going purple on the outer corner a little bit more. Musee Beauty always brings out the creative side in me. I'm always like, I can throw these colors here, even though they're like probably not really working on the whole color wheel, but we'll give it a try. Okay, ooh yeah, I'm gonna do more like a winged out. I like the look of that. And then I'm gonna put more of that blue back in there, and then I don't even know if this purple is doing much, but it's a very pigmented purple, I will say that. For it being like a pastel purple, I really didn't think it would do much in the way of like changing the color or anything. I thought it was going to just be a lightener of sorts to both the blue and the purple, but I mean, honestly, it's doing a pretty impressive job of covering it to the point where I feel like I need to go back in with the blue because it covered too much of that blue. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, and then I'm also gonna add the blue back in just right there where it was before. Okay, so here we pretty much are. I really like how that's like doing the wing. It was kind of accidental, or at least I didn't anticipate that I was gonna do that, but I really like how that turned out. This is just a first impression, so can't say too much besides what I'm working with. Though I will say, with how many shadows I am working with right now, blending on my eyes, I am pleased with the fact that I'm not seeing any kind of patches, because I feel like there's just some formulas that, you know, you can only use so much together before they're just gonna start to not enjoy the marrying of colors or not enjoy all the blending that you're doing. It just gets almost like it gets too worn into the primer and whatnot, so then it'll start to patch up and whatnot. But anyway, I think that's where we're gonna stop for the crease. I like it. I really like how that turned out. I like that I can get depth still with this look, and with this pastel palette, it's still, I get a nice amount of depth with that Romance shade, the purple that I put in there. Okay, so for my lid, here is what the swatches look like. They're dried down completely. The only thing is, I feel like they dried down looking like a lipstick instead of drying down looking like a concealer, if that makes sense. So that's my only hesitation with using it. I don't want it to ruin or like gunk up and alter the way the shimmer goes on top, because then I can't really comment much on what the shimmer is like. I'm gonna try it on this side, and then if it's really not working out, I can just do like a concealer base or something. It'll look different, but that's okay. We gotta experiment here. So let me get a nice flat brush, and then I'm going to take this shade, which is Citrine. It's kind of like the peachy toned one of the bunch, and I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to be taking a very little bit and just doing a half cut crease. And that way too, I mean, I guess I can't comment too much on the color because it might alter the color of whatever I put on top, but I can comment on if it's a good base or not. Now these are sheer kind of wash of color, so I'm not going to try to like make it super opaque because I feel like that'll just make it cakey, and I don't want to do this this product a disservice. I should clarify that I don't think these are marketed or intended to be like a cut crease product, but you know me. I love my half cut creases, and when I see a base with, you know, colorful, pretty bases, I'm like, can I use this as a base? Just want to throw that out there in case this goes south here in a minute. Okay, that went on really nicely. Like that would be pretty, and since this dries down, like that would be pretty just by itself. But we are going to go on top with something else, and I think I want to use two. I want to use this because I feel like especially with this base, it's going to change it a little bit, and then I'll probably use this because I feel like that'll go really prettily. That'll go and blend really nicely with the purple. So I'm gonna try to work kind of quickly because these do set, and I don't want to, again, mess it up if it like sets and then doesn't want to take any of the shimmer on top. I'm just gonna go pack it on top and try my best to cover this color. Not that I want to cover it and conceal it, but I just want to make sure there's no like line. Although I guess it could have been cool if I left a line. Too late now. That went on really nicely. I'm gonna use that same brush, clean it off, and then flip to the other side just to make sure it's clean, and go into that pink shade, which is Frivolity, and I'm gonna pack that right on top. These shimmers are really pretty. Nothing like sparkly, nothing shifty, nothing metallic, but they're very pretty. They're very pretty shimmers is what I would title them as. Just a nice, decent shimmer, not too like satiny. I like the amount of shimmer. I feel like it's a bit unpopular, but I'm not like, I enjoy sparkly shadows. Like I think they're really pretty, but honestly if I'm talking about my preference of what I like to wear during the day, I honestly much more prefer like good metallics or just a really pretty shimmer, like something to give some shine like that. Because with like these or a good metallic, like I don't have to worry about them falling on my face. And just something with me, I personally find it highly annoying whenever a shadow I use is like super sparkly and beautiful, but I just get sparkles all over my face. It's just something I don't like at all. Pausing on that comment, here is where we are at. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and put on lashes, or not lashes, gonna go ahead and put on a little more mascara. Like I said, I already left my ones from today on, but I'm gonna put on a little bit more, hopefully to fluff it up, because I think I'm just gonna leave it without a wing liner because I kind of like how this is looking. So I'll do that and then come back and we can do the lower lash line. Okay, so I tried to do the whole like putting mascara on top of my lashes to try to cover any eyeshadow that fell on them, because like I said, I left my mascara on from earlier today, but I feel like it just clumped my mascara or like my lashes together really badly and gave me like spider lashes. So sorry, ignore my lashes. I know they're not the best, but hey, this is about the eyeshadow. So moving on, let's go ahead and I'm going to jump down to my lower lashes. If my under eyes look rough, I'm so sorry. I am not very good at trying to remove my makeup without like destroying, or like remove my eye makeup without destroying my face makeup. So I'm just planning to kind of smudge or diffuse my lower lash line out really far to cover all that. But anyway, I'm just taking that purple and I'm putting it on the lower lashes. I don't have much concealer down here. It's pretty much my bare lid, and I think it's going pretty darn well. Maybe a little bit sheerer than the top, but also I'm working like a lot more gently. I'm not packing on, I'm just kind of brushing back and forth. So for the inner corner, I want to take a more dense dome brush. Yeah, I'll take this one. Let's do the purple on the inner corner, and I think I'm going to take that pink and blend it out on this side to bring it down. Because I feel like if I put pink on the inner portion of my lower lash line, I don't know, I feel like that might just make me look sick. Maybe that's a misconception, but I feel like I've done that in the past, and then I'm like, oh, Katie, that's not your best decision. Okay, this is covering pretty well. It's a pastel purple. I would say it's going over the other purple I put down pretty well, but as far as sticking to my eye, again, this is with no kind of like concealer or anything for it to help stick to, but it's taking a good bit of like dunking, pressing in, and going over. But when I try to blend it into the purple, I feel like it did a pretty good job of just totally not overtaking, but doing a good job at concealing and going on top of that purple. So I'm just putting a little bit back in. And now I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to take that pink, which is Infatuation, and I'm going to put this out here. I almost want to do that kind of double liner effect. I feel like I'm messy enough today where I feel like that could work, but we're just gonna bring this back and connect it to here. Okay, again, I feel like it went over that purple really well. Make sure I have a clean hand. This is how I usually clean up my line. So sophisticated. I kind of miss not doing wing liner. I feel like it would kind of connect it all around a little bit better. But anyway, it goes over the shadow really well and diffuses out okay. I feel like it could be just because it's such a pale pink, but I do feel like it's blending into my eye a little bit. It's going on better on this side, so maybe, I don't know, I had more concealer left over here, because here I feel like it's just disappearing into my skin. Not bad though, just I want to give you guys all my first impressions. I'm not saying this to say like there's a problem with that shadow. I'm just trying to give you guys as much feedback as I can as I'm putting it on, so you guys can kind of get the experience that I'm experiencing as I'm putting it on, the things that I'm noticing. Okay, so this point, okay, maybe I still look sickly just using that purple or the pink on the outside. Okay, I think that fixed it. I just brought the purple a little bit farther down. I just felt like there was a disconnect. I think because I'm so used to always putting on wing liner, and I feel like that connects it all very nicely, that my top and bottom. So I'm just bringing the purple on the top a little bit lower. So yeah, I think that's about it. We just gotta do the inner corner and we are done and finished. So let me grab a little brush. I use this shade and this shade on my lid, so I think the only other shade to use is really this one, which is kind of a little dark. I don't know, we're gonna use it just so I can use another one, but I think I probably would just, if I were creating a look on my own, I would just grab a really blinding like face highlight that I used for the day and put it here. It's not too bad. I think using that citrine base probably made the yellow a little bit deeper in color, because as I'm blending this shade in to act as my inner corner, it's looking lighter than that shade, which I feel like in the pan, this shade is lighter than this shade, if that made sense. Okay, you are gonna have to ignore and forgive my base makeup because it's looking really rough. I threw it on this morning, honestly. I did not take time to like let my skincare set in and let the foundation set and all that, and also my son was rubbing around, so I feel like it's caking off. But anyway, that's not what this video is about, so that's okay. But this is the final look. I'll go ahead and stick up close-ups. On my lips is just DJ's Unique Boutique lip gloss in brown sugar. That's just what I've been wearing the whole video, so I just reapplied a little bit. But yeah, this is the final look, and I really like how it turned out. It's very creative and different, but at the same time, it works pretty darn well. Like, I'm not mad at it. I feel like it was a lot of colors I was blending together. It was a lot of different tones. There are a lot of pastels in this palette. However, they give me the depth to work with those pastels, and that's what I like when, like, I feel like it's very pastelish in my crease, and even on the lid, they're very soft colors, but then I have the darker purple. And honestly, it's not even that dark of a purple. It's just a darker purple to make this look a little bit deeper, which I love. So yeah, first impressions are very high on this palette. Again, please keep in mind, these are my first impressions. Literally the first time I put them on my eyes. I'll definitely be continue trying it and give you guys my final review, and if I do a comparison video, I'll definitely have more information and more of a full review to give you guys in that video, because I should have been able to try it several more times by then. But yeah, really pleased with how this look turned out, even though it doesn't have wing liner. I think it's really pretty. And then with the colors, these matte liquid colors, these are also really nice. I wasn't expecting it to work at all for my cut crease, but it worked really well. I will say you do want to make sure you take a very thin layer and then work quickly to put the shadow on top, but it didn't crease, it didn't crack or anything, and I'll be curious to see as the day wears away how it also helps my eyeshadow like stay. Like, I wonder if I'm gonna have problems with it transferring into my crease or creasing or anything like that. I'm definitely gonna continue playing around, but first impressions on these is I was pleased that I could use them as a base, because I'm probably not gonna use them as like that one and done, just put a little over your lid and diffuse it out, because that's typically not my vibe over here. This is more my vibe. So I'm happy to see that I can get use out of them, using them for bases for my cut creases, and I can't wait to use it this green. So yeah, those are my first impressions, thoughts. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you guys found this video informative. As always, let me know your thoughts down below, and as I've said like a million times, let me know if you want to see this palette compared to any other similar palettes in my collection. And if you have a palette in mind that you see this and you just think, oh yes, that looks exactly like this other palette that's already out, leave that down below in the comments, and if I own that palette, I will definitely swatch it out in that video so you can see for yourself side by side if it is similar or not. But yeah, with all that said, I'm gonna keep this outro short and sweet. Thank you once again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.